Let's get into some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be as bad, because I don't be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. You know I'm talking about y'all. Makes me that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hi, everybody. Today Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, child. My days are thrown off because Monday I was traveling. You know, usually you coming home on the weekend. I was traveling. So, hold on, y'all. Let me do this before the thing shuts down on me. Hold on. Uh-oh. No, I don't want to upgrade now. Oh boy. Hold on, y'all. When I get off of here, I'm going to have to do the upgrade because it keep popping up and I keep saying no, tomorrow. But I hope it doesn't do it. I closed it out, but I hope it doesn't reboot. Oh, shoot. Anyway, come on in. I hope I did it right. Y'all, happy Tuesday. Like I said, come on in. Yes, okay, Cruiser, shout out to the members, the VIPs lit up in green. Hey, everybody. Hey. I need to check and see if I got any free, because usually when I give memberships, I'm paying for those out of my pocket. But YouTube, every once in a while, YouTube will give me something to give away. So let me see if I have some. I have to check that later on today. What's up, The Informed? Hey, Corey. Katrina said, happy Taco Tuesday. And yes, I'm showing my daughter clips of these last week. It's just crazy how she's gone. Huh? And now she's gone. Oh, I think you're talking about Danielle Spencer. Okay. What's up, B-Lo? What's up, Cruiser? Hibiscus Rose. What's up? Hey, Chuck. What's up, Shan, Amber, Sharice, Brandon? What's up, Kenya? What's up, Nate? Nate, thank you so much. I had Nate text me and said, check your front step. She sent me a bunch of stuff off my wish list. Thank you so much. Chuck is all in it. Yes, Noah's Ark. We're going to get Noah's Ark. I'm going to talk to El Teddy this week about Noah's Ark. Okay. Hey, Papo. Hey, Boo. Hey, Mia. What's going on? Lisa Mack. Hey, I ain't seen you in a minute, Lisa. Hey, Cindy. Miss Baything Vintage. Yes. Santavia. What's going on? Alexis. Hey. Melly. What's going on? Hey, J Diva. Bluebell. Quake. Yes. Hey, Tam. Montrez. Naisha. Tawanda. Symmetry. Hey, Powerful. What's going on, my love? I can't wait to see you. DB. What's going on? Mocha Pam. Okay, Mocha Pam. C. Jones, Southern Phoenix. That's a new name. Hey, Southern Phoenix. If you're new here, welcome. I feel like that's a new name, though. Hey, Tracy. What's up, boo? Teachers come back tomorrow, and I am not okay. Girl, listen, I had to go to work today. Let me take that. I didn't have to go to work today. We had a leadership retreat Monday and Tuesday at my school. Obviously, I wasn't there Monday. So I went today. So I literally did not walk in my door until after 12:30 last night, and I was back up at 7:30 this morning. So there you go. That's why I'm tired. I came home and I laid down and I felt myself going into that deep sleep. That's why I'm a few minutes late, because I set the alarm to wake me up at 6 o'clock. And I probably should have set the alarm to wake me up at like 5:45, because, you know, I was moving a little slow. Then I had to jump in the shower, and I'm home, but still tuned in. So, hey, from Nassau, Bahamas. Yes, Nassau, Bahamas. What's going on? Okay. C. Jones. Okay, hold on. DB, what's going on? You like how my camera is set up? Okay, thank you. Shirley, what's going on? Well, the first half of the day we were at the school. The second half of the day we went to Top Golf. So that was cool. That was cool. All right. So come on in, you guys. Welcome. Hey, Ed, what's up, boo? Hey, Shakira, what's going on? Okay, you guys. So listen, it's already 122 of us in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate y'all. I know a lot of people don't like the roll call. I know sometimes you go on people's chat and you're like, oh my gosh. But listen, I like to say hi to my people. So if I missed you, charge it to my head and not my heart. What up, Don? Y'all know it's almost time for Don to get on his duty, honey. It's almost time for Don to get on his duty. What's up, Candy Loves TV? What's going on? We are almost there. I said at 150 people, we're going to close the doors, and Don is going to give y'all the number of the day. Okay? We're going to close the doors, and Don is going to give y'all the number of the day. Okay? This is the last week of the wish list. I want to thank everybody who has purchased something off of my teacher wish list, and those who have desired to but couldn't, because I know, listen, it is what it is. So I appreciate you guys. Today is the last week. This is the last week. I will post the link for the rest of this week, and then next week we will have the unboxing. So probably next Tuesday. So in case somebody does bless me and buy something Thursday or Friday, that'll give it time to get here. So next Tuesday, we'll do the unboxing, and I'll show you guys the things that you guys purchased me, which I appreciate so much. And then I'll take it to school. I have to go back to work on Monday. So actually, I might do an unboxing. I may do it Sunday so I can take some of the stuff Monday with me to work. And then if more stuff comes in, I'll do a second one. So maybe I'll do that. Because I probably am going to want to take some of that. Like some of the stuff that y'all purchased, that y'all bought for me, like the tissue and stuff like that, I don't necessarily need to take that next week. But, well, not Monday. But some of the other stuff, like the posters and stuff like that, I probably will want to take. So maybe we'll do the unboxing on Sunday. So, Abby, I think I got something in my eye. I think I got some Shabarco. Maybe like when I was washing my face. Because, baby, my eye has been watering. And it's not red or anything, but I think I got some. Well, I know, you know what it was? I think I got soap in my eye. When I was washing my face, I feel like I got soap in my eye. But anyway. What's up, Xavier? Hey, Lock Queen. What's going on? Don, I need a wing and shrimp basket. Well, Don don't open the kitchen until we get 300 people in here now. That's when Don opens the kitchen. If you want to open it up, it's his kitchen. If you want to open it up early, he can. Okay? But usually, I've got potato wedges roasted in the oven to go with my KFC bucket. You know what? They said they bringing the potato wedges back to KFC. Listen, I didn't even do a shit we did not ask for, but let's go ahead and talk about it since Chuck said that's what he making. How do we feel? Do we want them to bring the potato wedges back? They said they're bringing the potato wedges back over to the KFC. Now, this is how I feel about it. Abby said, I would be surprised if it was Shabarco because you were covered. I was. Baby, I had Shabarco everywhere. Okay? I had Shabarco everywhere this weekend. Chuck said 111 across the board. Listen, this is how I feel about the potato wedges. When they first got rid of the potato wedges, I felt some kind of way. I was not happy when they first got rid of the potato wedges. But now I done got used to the fries. So I don't know how I feel because I kind of like the fries now. But at first, I was like, what's this? But I done kind of start. You don't like the fries? I done kind of got used to the fries. Okay, what's up, Ray? I'm here for the return of the wedges, Jack in the Box too. Well, we don't have Jack in the Boxes here. Listen, I just found out this weekend that they got Jack in the Box in Charlotte. I don't ever remember seeing no Jack in the Box in Charlotte. I thought that was strictly like a West Coast thing. I never seen no Jack in the Box on this end. At least I didn't remember seeing one. And then Abby was like, girl, there is a Jack in the Box down the street from my house. And I was like, where? She said, down the street from my house. I was like, I said, well, how many Jack in the Boxes are in Charlotte? She said, girl, like 5. And I said, I never knew that. And then I need to ask my mama if we ever had Jack in the Boxes here in DC. Because I remember the commercials when I was little, because that little black boy, I don't remember his name now, but that little black boy went viral. Well, what we call viral now, but when he did the Jack in the Box commercials when he was a little kid. He was like, it wasn't Gary Coleman, but it was, I can't remember the little black boy name. But he was real famous for the Jack in the Box commercials, but I didn't ever remember seeing a Jack in the Box. But I remember seeing him. So I said, well, there must have been a Jack in the Box close if I remember commercials for Jack in the Box. But I don't remember ever eating at a Jack in the Box here in DC or in the DC area. That's him. Thank you, B-Lo. Rodney Allen Rippey. Thank you. See, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Mo Walker. Okay, vintage. Okay, everybody remember who he is except for me. Okay. Y'all remember his name. Thank you, Rodney Allen Rippey. Yeah. So I remember those commercials. But I swear I don't remember ever eating at a Jack in the Box until we would like travel and go outside of this area. Whataburger in Greensboro and High Point now? What? What? Yeah, we had a Church's Chicken. Mm-hmm. It closed when Church's closed up here when I was younger, like young. But we had them. I just remember my mama always complaining that they were greased at church. Like they liked Church's, like I think they liked the sides. Some of the sides that Church's used to sell. I don't remember now. But I just remember my mother complaining that it was greasy. But I don't remember what size they used to sell that. I think my daddy liked some of the sides. But my mama was like, they greasy. I'm going to try Whataburger this week when I go to ATL. We had a Roy Rogers and then most of them went away, but it looked like they making a comeback now. I mean, I don't think they ever 100% went away, but like the numbers were drastically reduced. But now I'm starting to notice a couple of Roy Rogers popping up here and there. I know it's one down in Waldorf. Yeah. Anyway, they're building the Whataburgers all over Nashville too. Every damn where. I hate them. I was trying to get to Nashville this summer to visit a friend of mine that lives in Nashville, but I ain't make it, child. I ain't make it. But I'm gonna try to get out there to see my I got a good friend that lives in Nashville. All right, child, we jumped in before we even finished getting into the other thing. Okay, let me finish the church announcement. So this is the last week for the thingamabob. Also, I set up the league. Some of you guys, if you were in the football league last year, you should have gotten an email inviting you to join the league again this year. So I know Cruiser, you were on that list. I'm not sure who else in the chat was in the football league last year. So you should have check your email for an email from FanDuel, whatever email you used last year. I know some of y'all got 10 email addresses, okay? Because you FBI, CIA, you undercover, you got, you can't let the right hand know what the left hand doing. Whatever email you use for FanDuel last year, check it out. Everybody else, I'm going to put it on the community wall. I meant to put it on the community wall Friday because I set it up on Friday and I kept forgetting. So somebody remind me to put it on the community wall because I don't want to put it in the chat right now because y'all going to get distracted. We got a lot to cover today. Okay, we have a lot to cover today, and we can't get distracted with the football. Okay, if y'all remind me towards the end, I will drop it in the chat towards the end. If somebody here at the end remind me, I will do that. But we can't. We got too much to cover. We got a lot to cover today. Okay. All right. All right. Let's get into it. We got a lot to cover, y'all. We got a lot going on. Y'all see this list? This the list. This the list right there. It's a lot of stuff on this list. Let's go. Where we gonna start? Let's start with the RIP. So we're gonna rest in peace. Oh, hold on. Before we get started, Don said it's time to close the doors. Hold on. Don said it is time to close the doors. So if Don saying,
I said close them doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. I said close them.
Hit the button again. Okay, and Don, drop the number in the chat. What's the magic number for today? I told y'all we're going to try something new for the next 30 days. I can't say the month of August because it's already the middle of the month. But for the next 30 days, we're going to try something new. Don going to close the doors and give us the number for the day. Okay, and that's the number if you want to bless the platform and you want to bless me and y'all want to bless the Really Be TV, you can drop, you can cash. The number is 712. So $7.12. If you want to bless the platform, you can cash app or super chat $7.12, $17.12, $70.12. Hell, if you're getting real froggy, $700. I'm just joking. But no, seriously, if y'all want to bless us, okay, that's what we're doing. But rest in peace to Danielle Spencer, okay? Dr. Danielle Spencer. For those who do not know, Danielle Spencer played the lovable, annoying little sister on What's Happening. If you don't know What's Happening, then you too young for this conversation, okay? Dee Spencer was on the show What's Happening, and as a kid I really felt like What's Happening ran for a lot longer than it actually did, but I really feel like it only ran for like 3 seasons. But Dee Spencer played the little sister, Roger's little sister, and I must admit I mimicked Dee as a child. As a little sister to my brother, I mimicked Dee. I used to try to blackmail my brother with a quarter, nickel, dime to hold his secrets. It didn't work for me like it worked for Raj. Maybe because I felt like my brother knew I wouldn't really rat him out. Or at least he banked on the fact that I wouldn't really rat him out because he never paid me. Yeah, he never did pay me. They had like 3 versions. Well, I know they had What's Happening Now. I remember What's Happening Now, which had a young Martin Lawrence on there. Regina King's sister was on that show as well. I remember What's Happening Now. But what's up, D? What's up, nephew? It's on Wendover. The Whataburger's on Wendover. Okay. What's up, crazy homebody girl? What a lot of people do not necessarily know is that while they were filming What's Happening, Dee and her dad were in a very serious car accident. Actually, on her way to set one day, they were in a very, very serious car accident, which left her with permanent damage. For those of you who may or may not have seen her as an adult, she walked with a cane, and that came from the long-term damage from that car accident that she was involved in as a child. If you guys remember episodes of What's Happening, you would see Dee with the Band-Aid on her forehead. That was covering up a scar from the accident. As an adult, she went on to go to Tuskegee, where she got her veterinary license, and she was a practicing veterinarian, I believe, for the remainder of her life. She was a practicing veterinarian. A friend of mine actually went to college with her at Tuskegee. Down to earth, regular college student, did regular college student stuff, Of course, she got annoyed with people walking around campus talking about I'm going to tell mama, But it's the same thing that most people who have a catchphrase have to deal with. You know what I mean? I did not realize that she was battling cancer. So she passed away yesterday, according to the reports, after a long battle with cancer. She was 60 years old. So we're going to send loves and hugs to her and her family and positive vibes, and fuck cancer. So there we go. It's where the Steak and Shake used to be, baby. I know now. I know that Steak and Shake on Wendover. I know that Steak and Shake. Let me tell you something. Baby, me and that Steak and Shake was real good friends. Y'all know when I became real good friends with that Steak and Shake on Wendover? When I started going back to Greensboro for homecoming. Now, I knew the Steak and Shake. Me and the Steak and Shake were acquainted when I lived in Greensboro. But when me and that Steak and Shake became friends was when after I graduated and I started going back for homecoming. And let me tell y'all why. because we usually stayed at a hotel down that end of Wendover. Usually we ended up staying down that end of Wendover, okay? You know, the different hotels. All them hotels down on that end of Wendover, I have probably stayed at all of them. From the micro hotel to the extended stay to all of them that I done stayed at all of them. I promise you, I done been at all of them, okay? And that Steak and Shake, because it stayed open late. And when you was on your way back from whatever gathering you went to homecoming weekend, whether it was Friday night or Saturday night, baby, that Steak and Shake was my friend. Yeah. I didn't even know it was gone. R.I.P. to the Steak and Shake. I didn't even know it was gone. Y'all, I didn't know the Steak and Shake, but I haven't been. The last couple of times I've been to Greensboro, I literally been through Greensboro. I have not been in Greensboro and stayed since pre-pandemic. So that's why I don't remember. I don't know nothing about the Social Security office because I never had to go there in Greensboro. So I don't know where it is. I don't know where that is. Because let's be clear, during regular business hours, if I wanted a shake, I went to Cookout. During regular business hours, if I wanted a shake, I went to Cookout. But when it was late night and you needed to soak up, you just needed to soak up some stuff, Steak and Shake was that move on the way back to the hotel, okay? Steak and Shake was the move on the way back to the hotel, honey. Okay, moving right along. I told y'all we got a lot to do. I ain't got time. We can't get sidetracked. So RIP to her. Okay. British Williams is out of jail. Okay. British Williams has been released from the federal penitentiary. Former Basketball Wives star that was she pled guilty actually to, I believe, she pled guilty. Did she have a trial? Maybe she had a trial. I don't remember. I don't remember if she had a trial or she pled guilty, but neither here nor there, child. She out. Okay. She out. You didn't like Cookout? Oh, I love me some Cookout now. Cookout was my spot. Okay. But she is out of prison. Okay. There's footage of her being released from jail with her daughter with her. Now her boyfriend / father of her child, he also pled guilty to the fraud charges. And but he only got probation. You know what? I think she did go to trial and was found guilty. Well, she got time off for good behavior and all that good stuff, child. But he only got probation, so he didn't have to actually serve. He got probation and he has to pay back like $300,000 in restitution. Yeah. But see, he pled guilty, and I feel like he cooperated. To be honest, quiet as kept and loud as it is, I feel like he cooperated against her. But she went to trial because I feel like had she pled guilty, she probably wouldn't have got as big of a sentence either. But she didn't plead guilty. She took it to trial. She was found guilty. So, y'all, listen. Can I say something? I understand. Y'all, I understand that we have a right to a trial in this country. And I understand that you are innocent until proven guilty. But y'all, if you know they got you dead to rights and you know you did it, take the fucking plea. Like, y'all be killing me. They offer y'all a plea giving you less time than what you could be charged with. Usually throwing you an alley-oop, right? If you know you gonna go to trial and they got you on videotape and they have signatures and they have bank records and they have phone records and they got surveillance film and they got witnesses and victim statements and you know they have all this evidence against you, take the plea. Why they gotta play this game? Do it. You said she got the Chrisley treatment. No, she did. She didn't get a pardon. She served her time. She didn't get no Chrisley treatment. Chrisley got out early because he got a pardon. He got home. That's different. That ain't Chrisley treatment. Sarah Boone could have gotten 15 years, but she went to trial and got life without parole. A lot of people, and don't get me wrong, sometimes it works. I mean, sometimes you go to trial and, you know, because we never know what a jury's going to do. I get that. But I just feel like y'all be playing too much with these juries. And I'm not talking about if you don't feel like they have sufficient evidence and you feel like you can get away with it. But when you know, like, I feel like you all be knowing. Y'all be knowing. Y'all, my left eye will not stop watering. No, I think she went to jail last year. She been in jail for a minute. It doesn't seem like she been in jail that long, but she been in jail for a minute. I think she been in jail for about a year. I think so. Talking about she didn't know what a CPM was. Girl, you had 5 of them. Yeah, she went to jail in 2023. It's 2025. She been in jail for a minute. Yeah, I figured it seems like it's a long time because we, you know, she ain't our friend. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We ain't watching her kid. You know what I'm saying? We ain't taking care of her, you know, mail, picking up her mail and shit. So, you know. Child, that's the thing with Tory Lanez. Could have been 3 years, but he had to play internet games. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Can we just call a thing a thing? Yeah, if Tory had shut the hell up and probably took the plea, he'd be home right now. Let's call a thing a thing. Anyway, she only did 20 months. Well, that's almost 2 years. That's almost 2 years. You don't think that's a lot, Don? You don't think that's enough time for what she did? You don't feel like the time fit the crime? Well, I will say this. She probably has a guaranteed job because I feel like Basketball Wives will bring her back. It's all good, El Teddy. You said WEEG kept us long. It's all good. We've been hanging out. We've been chilling. It's 200. Oh, it's 200 people in the chat. Come on over. You know, we be a felon back in Canada. Well, it's all good. Come on over, pupils. Your teacher walked you across the hall with a pass. Come on in. Come on in. Y'all good. Y'all are good. You know. But anyway, so she back on the streets, and I'm sure that the Basketball Wives producers were probably there filming her getting out today, child. She probably already has a job. She probably gonna start filming for Basketball Wives today. Okay. Moving right along. Let's see what else we got going on here. Child, again, the list is long today. You know, play stupid games and win stupid prizes. Dr. Umar got a $200,000 tax lien. Was it 20,000? Hold on, let me not lie. I don't want to exaggerate. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure I got the right number of zeros. Thank you for the $7.12 blessing. Thank you, Busy. Mwah. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my love. Don't forget, if you want to bless the platform, the number today is $7.12. Thank you, boo. I don't want to lie on this man because Lord knows. Okay. Hold on, let me look here. It's 20,000. Judgment in amount of $20,577.45. water and sewer charges of $4,650.75, vacant registration fee of $15,000. Oh no, I was right, $200,000. Civil penalty charges. So Dr. Umar has a $200,000 tax charge against his imaginary school. See, this is called play stupid games and win stupid prizes. Play stupid games and win stupid prizes. See, you was scamming the people, calling yourself starting this school. And yes, I'm calling it a scam. That's my opinion. Because you've been raising money for 15 years for a school that you ain't even opened up. You don't even have a mascot for the school. You don't even have no letterhead. You ain't hired a principal. You ain't hired a teacher, a secretary. You don't have a desk. You don't have a chalkboard, whiteboard, smartboard, okay? So I'm calling it a scam. That's my opinion, that it's a scam, okay? You've been collecting money for 5,000 years for this school. And now, because see, you went through the process of registering everything so it would look legit. You see what I'm saying? See, this was the scam. You went through the process of registering everything to make it look legit. You even bought some land, okay? You bought some land, okay? Like you was really about to build you a school. And now the government said, oh, okay, well, look. Come here. Come here. You owe us some money. You owe us some money. You know what, Ray? You told me to watch that show a year ago. BS High. You told me to watch that a year ago. I do need. BS High. I think I actually saw it one day on my and I think I did put it in my queue, but I just never watched it. Speaking of which, hold on, let me write this on my list because I don't want to get sidetracked. But don't y'all let me get out of here without talking about hunting wives. Hold on. Don't y'all let me get out of here without talking about hunting wives. So now you owe $200,000 to the government for a school you never intended to open. And that's my opinion. My opinion is that he never intended to open this school. What you say, really be? I said, that's my opinion, that he never intended to open up this damn school. You thought you was just going to keep collecting money, though. And now we know why your ass couldn't get in your bank account. Because you got a $200,000 tax lien, sir. Now we know that nobody was hacking your account. Nobody was trying to break into your account. The government said, clink, clink. Thank you. We'll take that. The government said, clink, clink. Thank you. We'll take that. Talking about somebody done broke into your damn account. Nobody breaking your account. That's why you told the people not to send it to. That's why you were like, don't send it. Don't go to the official account. Send it through my PayPal. But guess what? Quiet as kept and loud as it is, they coming for that PayPal too. They coming for the Cash App and the PayPal. Well, we definitely knew it was something else going on. Like, all of us knew. We knew it wasn't that. Like, we knew it wasn't what he said it was. Like, come on. Has Umar even taken the practice? Well, I don't know if he's ever taken the practice, but Umar, so let me be honest. Umar Johnson was actually a teacher at one point in time. He was a special ed teacher, although it's scary to think that he was actually a special ed teacher. And he does actually have a legit PhD. Now, whether he paid for it, I don't know, but he does. He does actually have the PhD from, again, did he earn his PhD the same way El Teddy earned his PhD? Probably not, but he got the paper. So moving right along. Okay. So there's that update. Where we want to go next? Okay. Bed Bath & Beyond say they coming back. They've opened up a brand new store after filing for bankruptcy and closing all their stores. They have reopened one new store, and I guess they have reorganized, and they're going to come back and reopen more stores. I don't know if this is the right time for Bed Bath & Beyond to reopen its stores with all these tariffs and stuff going on. I just don't know if this is the time for y'all to be reopening. I mean, I think maybe y'all, yeah, El Teddy has a PhD. What's up, Chloe? Hey, boo. Yeah, El Teddy has a PhD. Yeah, he has his PhD. Yep, sure does. I do love Bed Bath & Beyond, and I used to love them coupons, but I used to wear them coupons out. But let's call it a thing. Bed Bath & Beyond was a little overpriced. Like, I did like it because they would have like little trinkets, and they would have like little cutesy stuff that you didn't really think you needed, which you kind of really don't need, but you could use. You know what I'm saying? But Bed Bath & Beyond is they're a little pricey. Like, you could definitely find the stuff at Bed Bath & Beyond cheaper somewhere else. But I did like the store. Okay. I think he intended to open up a school at first, but at some point started living off that donated money. Oh, Tam. Maybe. Yeah, they had coupons. I used to wear them damn coupons out. Me and my mama went there for the cooking supplies. Yeah, like I said, they had real cute stuff there. I remember when I moved into my house, I registered there, and I got a lot of nice stuff out of there. And fuck around and find out. News. Walmart is closing 100 and I think they said 54 stores this year, and they're blaming it on tariffs. Oh. The tariffs got you. Oh. Go ask your leader for some help. I mean, go ask, right, Tiny Violin. Go ask your leader for some help. I don't know what to tell you. Amazon didn't pull Walmart out of business. Walmart has been coexisting with Amazon for a very long time. No, what's putting Walmart out of business are these tariffs. Because the reality of the situation is Walmart and Amazon can coexist. Because they've been coexisting. Like, Walmart been coexisting with Amazon. I don't think people understand how swift these tariffs are hurting people. There was this lady down on the TikTok. She's a wheat farmer. And she started her video off by saying, I think a wheat farmer in Idaho, I don't know, somewhere in the Midwest, child. She started the video off by saying, I'm a 3-time Trump voter. Nothing you say after that, I care about. After you told me you voted for him 3 times, in my mind, whatever you about to complain about, you deserve. You start your video off telling me you voted for him 3 times. Tells me that whatever you about to say after that, you deserve. So she goes on to talk about how the wheat farmers are in trouble in whatever state this is, child. Like I said, it's a red state. That's all I know. She said that the wheat farmers are in trouble, but here's how the wheat farmers are in trouble. Y'all ready for this? Right, Vintage. She's living the life she voted for, right? Here is what she said. Now this shows you how he getting people that they didn't think they were gonna get. Because again, you're not mad you voted for Trump. You're mad it's affecting you. So she's a wheat farmer, right? The wheat that they grow, the majority of the wheat that they grew, they sold to USA Aid. Yes. USA Aid. The same USA Aid that Doge shut down like the first week in January after Trump took, like right after Trump took over. Yeah. So you sold all your wheat to a government agency that in turn used that wheat to feed hungry people all over the world. And that's one of the first things that Trump shut down. Doge shut down. That's one of the first things they shut down. I just feel like that's what you voted for. And don't get me wrong, y'all. I don't take solace in people losing everything. But what I do feel like is sometimes, and this is gonna sound real mean when I say this, but I think y'all understand what I'm saying when I say it. Sometimes people need to really understand how stuff affects them. Sometimes you really gotta feel the burn of the oven or the stove, whatever. Because I think a lot of people really felt like it's them, it's not me. I go to work every day. I feed my family. I'm a hard worker. I'm not out here scamming. I'm not out here living off the government, because in people's mind, their idea of living off the government is welfare, because that is what they have been sold. No, you live off the government because your whole farm is based off of a government contract. Hello? Hold on, let me put this up on the screen. As a nurse, I love the FAFO moments when my clear patients realize they are losing benefits, like the immigrants. They big mad. I'll be like, oh, well, exactly, Chanel, exactly. And again, because you allowed yourself to believe, and thank you for being a member for 18 months. I appreciate you, my love. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you allowed yourself to believe that you were living this righteous life and you were doing everything right, and it was the American way, and da 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 da. And what you weren't realizing, or what you weren't accepting, is that living off of the government means a lot of different things. And you literally are living off of the government if the majority of your money is made off of a government contract. Like, hello. Anyway, moving right along. Where's my pen? Child, where is my... Oh, here it goes. People don't realize how much they use their feet until they break a leg. Ooh, that's a good one. Put that up on the screen. Thank you, another round. Hey, boo. Yeah. And that's really what it boils down to. Like y'all, I remember one time me and somebody that I was very close with, and this was years ago. This was long before Trump. Yeah, this was years ago. This person was complaining about people living off of the government, welfare, this, and this, and this, and that. Yeah, this was a person that at that current moment, while we were having this conversation, wasn't working and was collecting unemployment. I said, you're literally living off the government right now. But I paid into this. I said, but it's a government program that they don't, according to some people, they don't owe you. Like, prior to the Great Depression, there was no unemployment insurance. There was no, if you lost your job, there was no government to help you pay your bills. So like, this is not a right. This is something that they realized, wow, after the Great Depression, we've got to do something to help our citizens because life happens. So while you're sitting here reaping the benefit of a government program, you're downing people who are reaping benefits of a government program because you're making an assumption that they didn't pay into the system. So because you feel like, well, I worked and I paid into this system, so I'm just getting back what they, owe me, you're assuming that every person that collects, SNAP benefits or lives in public housing didn't pay into the system. Interesting. See, that's how they get. And this was a black person. This was a black person who grew up, regular schmegular. They didn't grow up rich, on the hill. They grew up regular schmegular. But you've been sold this idea of the welfare queen. Now, are there people who take advantage of the programs? Absolutely. But as we see all these people going to jail for PPP loans, people take advantage of the system on every level. On every level, people take advantage of the system. Anyway, moving right along, child. I don't even want to shout out because we'll go down that list. Okay. Sha'Carri has apologized. Now the videotape came out. We didn't talk about it here, but the video did. TMZ did produce the video, published the video of Sha'Carri at the airport, and it pretty much went down the way the police report said it went down. I mean, it was the police report, I think, did a very good job of describing exactly what happened. So seeing it didn't really shock me because I was like, yeah, they said she pushed him into the pillar. They said she kept bumping him with her shoulder. Like, she did exactly what they said she did. But she has come down here and apologized. I'm gonna read y'all her apology. Let's read the apology. Hold on. She did a video at first, and I feel like somebody must have told her that video didn't do what it needed to do. So she came back down with this apology and says, I apologize to Christian. He came into my life and gave me more than a relationship, but a greater understanding of unconditional love from what I've experienced in my past. Due to my past trauma and pain, I was blind and blocked off to not only receive it, but give it. I love him, and to him, I can't apologize enough. Sha'Carri, girl, why you ain't ask Christian to proofread this? I'm going to just read what you meant to say. My apology should be just as loud as my actions, comma. There should be a comma there. Honestly, louder. To Christian, I love you, and I'm so sorry. Listen. I want to see Sha'Carri win. Full stop. I want to see Sha'Carri win. Full stop. Lala, so I'm frustrated with her. So here's why I'm frustrated with her. Okay, now listen. And this, what I'm getting ready to say is gonna probably get me in trouble. But I'm I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway. And y'all love me. Y'all might not love me today, but y'all will love me tomorrow. I get so frustrated when people, in my opinion, use the easy out. I've got a lot of trauma. I feel like that is the excuse that we as a society, and I say we, not me, because I ain't never gave her this excuse, but I'm going to just go ahead and say we for the sake of this conversation. I feel like we have given her that excuse, right? Because I heard people saying that when we talked about it last week, when it happened, or the week before last, I heard people saying, Well, she's got a lot of trauma. So I feel like y'all gave her that word. I feel like y'all gave her that excuse, the trauma, because I feel like that's the same thing y'all said when she got caught smoking the weed right before the Olympics. And y'all was like, well, she found out about her mom dying and she had trauma and she was just trying to... Girl, you can afford to get a really good therapist and process that trauma. And I do not feel like she is sorry. I do not feel like that was the first time. I do not even feel like she understands what she did was wrong. Do I think that Sha'Carri's had a effed up childhood? She absolutely has. But what I also understand is that Sha'Carri has been given some opportunities that a lot of people in her position never get. And not only has she gotten those chances, she has gotten second chances. She has gotten third chances. Now, in the grand scheme of things, do I really think that what we saw in video was that serious? And maybe this is a double standard because if it had been a man pushing a woman, I might not say this. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it was that deep. I think they had an argument. I think she got angry. And I think that whatever she was trying to get him to do or say or get a response from him, he wasn't giving her. He tried to walk away and she wanted to fight. Now, that doesn't make it okay. It is still wrong. Let me be clear. But I just don't feel like she's taking it seriously. I just don't. And I don't feel like it's the first time. I feel like that's the first time we saw it. And I'm not saying it's okay. So please don't, I don't want nobody to think I'm like, well, if it were a man, you're right, I probably wouldn't have said it. You know what? Let me rewind. Let me erase that. She shouldn't put her hands on him. Let me just erase what I just said. She shouldn't put her hands on him. Okay. But I just feel like we as a society are giving her the excuse instead of her processing and really dealing with the issue. Let me just say that. So when I first heard the video, which didn't sound like she was serious, which didn't sound like she really had done some thought. She didn't even say she loved that man in the first video. In the video, she was like, I really care about him a lot. So now in this apology, now you love him. And again, maybe she ain't good at public speaking, but girl, it just didn't do it for me. And in the grand scheme of things, does she need to make me feel good? Absolutely not. Does she need to make an excuse to me? Absolutely not. In the grand scheme of things, what I care about and what I think is important really don't fucking matter. Got it. I accept that. In the grand scheme of things, really be, it's not about you. You're right. But that's how I felt. Now I think she's a terrorist behind closed doors. Y'all right. People in the chat are saying, keep your hands to yourself. Y'all are right. Y'all right. I changed what I said. Y'all are absolutely correct. Y'all are absolutely correct. Keep your hands to yourself. Y'all are right. I'm just full stop. Keep your hands to yourself. You right. I changed what I said. I agree. Y'all are right. Y'all in the chat. Y'all coming for me. Y'all right. I changed it. Keep your hands to yourself. It was wrong. She shouldn't have pushed that man like that into that wall. What up, left-handed Libra? Okay, left-handed Libra, yes. But moving right along. So Sha'Carri didn't apologize to the people. Now he's not going to press charges. Now, whether the state decides to press charges or not, that's on them. This is what I need y'all to understand. Now, at night when I be scrolling the TikTok, a lot of times I be falling into, I don't know why, but I mean, I guess I do know why now because I like the video. So TikTok keeps sending them to me. But those videos of people acting a fool at the airport and getting arrested and getting taken off of planes and stuff like that. This is what I need y'all to understand about the airport. Are y'all listening to me? I need y'all to hear what I'm saying about the airport. The airport is not the place you want to act a fool. That is where you will end up on a no-fly zone real fast. And once you are on that no-fly zone, it is virtually impossible to get off. And no-fly zone means nobody. That means you can't go over to the Delta counter. That means you can't even go over to the Spirit counter. If you were on that no-fly zone, you're not getting past TSA to get to nobody's counter. Okay, so the airport is not the place to show your daggone ass. It's just not. Right, and she needs to fly to work. Like, it's not even an option for her not to fly. It's not even an option for her not to fly because she has so much work that's overseas. Hell, the majority of her money ain't made in the United States. We already know that if it ain't basketball, football, baseball, maybe soccer. I'm going to put a question mark next to soccer. If it ain't American football, basketball, or baseball, you ain't making no real money in the United States. And if you're a woman, you really ain't making no real money in the United States, okay? So if she can't fly, she's in trouble. So that is not the place that you want to act a fool. So I hope that she was cooperative when they finally did get her in cuffs. I hope she did what the hell the people told her to do. I hope she didn't act a damn fool when they took her up in the back. And you need to take some of that Nike money and get you a really good lawyer. That's what I'm saying. Oh, another round said, for a person that works at the airport, I need y'all to stop coming up there trying to have a moment. Keep your flight rights. Right. And can I ask a question? And I think I said this to y'all before. No, I did a TikTok about this before. What is this thing? And I'm not saying it's a new trend. I just think that people are starting to post videos about it. What is this trend with people wanting people to change seats on the plane? As somebody that travels a lot by myself, like I get on a lot of planes by myself, even though sometimes I'm traveling to somewhere where I'm meeting up with people like I did this weekend. Me and Ebby literally linked up in the airport because our flights landed like within 30 minutes of each other and we left the airport together. But I was on that plane by myself. As somebody that gets on a lot of planes by myself, I can honestly say, and let me knock on some wood for somebody give it to me, for it happened. I have never had somebody ask me to change a seat. There was even a time when I was willing to change a seat. When I was coming back from Turks and Caicos last year, right? I was coming back from Turks and Caicos last year. And clearly, y'all know I was in first class because it was my birthday trip. So I was in first class, right? So there was a father with two girls. I could tell that they were friends. And I could tell that one of the girls has done first class before. Like, she was probably the daughter of the guy, right? I could tell she was very comfortable where she was. The other girl, I could tell, was her friend, and this probably wasn't her thing. She probably, this was new to her, okay? This was probably new to her, right? When I got on the plane, the two of them were sitting next to each other. One of those seats was mine. In that situation, to be honest, had the father said, do you mind if they sit next to each other? This is, they're friends and this is her first time flying or whatever. I probably would have been like, cool. I wouldn't have cared because it wasn't that big of a difference. It literally was across the aisle. But you know what? They didn't even ask. The girl just got up and got in the seat. Now, somebody might say, well, why was she in your seat to begin with? I think maybe they were hoping that I wasn't going to show up because we all hope that we're going to end up with a seat by ourselves. I mean, we all hope that seat is empty next to us. Let's call a thing. So I feel like, shut up, El Teddy. You shut your mouth. But I would have done it in that situation. But you know what? They didn't even ask. I wish a mofo would ask me to move a seat in a manner that makes it seem like it's not a big deal. That's rude to just take your seat. Again, I didn't even think nothing of it until I honestly didn't even, the girl, like I said, I got there. I was like, oh, that's my seat. The girl got up. It wasn't a problem. Like, the girl got up and got in the other seat. Again, it wasn't an issue. And again, I don't think they planned because nobody asked me. Now, maybe once they saw that I was black and they was like, oh, she ain't gonna do that shit. Maybe they were planning to ask me, and when they saw me, they was like, hell no, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they were like, oh, she abort mission. Maybe that was the plan, But they never asked me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And they said, I've had people ask me, I've said yes, and I've said no. Right. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I would never, ever, ever say yes, but I have seen some of these videos where these people be acting like you obligated to do it. Like you obligated to do it. Right, El Teddy. Like, because here's the thing. And I think I told y'all this before. I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna move on. When we got ready to buy our plane tickets to Disney, to Orlando this summer, let me explain to y'all the intricacies of how we did this, okay? I bought my nephew's ticket. That was my contribution to the trip, was I bought my nephew's ticket, right? So when we got ready to buy the plane tickets, me and my sister literally, because we looked for the flights, Once we decided what flight we were going to get, literally we logged in at the same time. We looked at the, seats that were available. And we literally planned, because I wasn't sure if my nephew was going to sit next to me. Like we were just going to buy, if they were two to a seat, three to a row. We didn't know what the configuration of the plane was going to be until we actually got in there. We got in there to buy the tickets, and we saw the configuration of the plane, and we saw that it was 3 to a row. So the way we did it was, I bought 2 tickets. I bought the middle seat, and my sister and my brother-in-law bought the 2 seats on the other end. And then I bought the ticket in front so that my nephew would sit in between them, and my sister and her husband would sit on opposite side. Well, they ended up giving him the window seat. But anyway, we had all 3 of those seats in the seat in the front, right? Y'all, it was a plan. Like, we sat down because I was like, anyway, it probably would have been easier for my sister to just send me the money, whatever. But we didn't do it like that. But what I'm saying all that to say is we made sure that we bought the tickets, the seats that we wanted, so my nephew would be sitting with an adult, so that we wouldn't have to ask nobody to move no shit around. You see what I'm saying? Anyway. When I travel with my friends, someone just buys all the tickets at once. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it probably, I really don't remember why we didn't do it that way. I honestly don't remember. I don't know if, like, we were both using credit cards instead of money. Like, I think it was a situation where we were using credit cards instead of cash. So we were both using a credit card. I don't remember what it was, but all I remember was that's how we did it. But what I'm saying is we literally sat down on the phone together and bought the tickets together and made sure we had the seats that we wanted coming and going, so that my nephew would be sitting with an adult. And I was like, well, if it's 2 to a seat, we'll put my nephew with, one of his parents, and then me and my sister or me and my brother-in-law would sit in the, but when we saw it was 3 to a row, we were like, cool, we'll get y'all that whole row. You know what I mean? It worked out. But I was like, I just don't understand it. I don't know how we was talking about Shakari. I don't know how we got here, but let's keep it going, y'all. We got a lot to cover today. I told y'all we got a lot going on today, child. We got a lot going on today. Okay. We talked about that right there. Okay. I did a short on this yesterday from the airport. Portia, it seems like Simon's attorneys have filed a lien against Portia's house. Yeah, I told y'all, Simon is not paying another bill in the United States. He talking about appealing the prenup, the judge's agreement on the prenup, and he ain't even paying his attorneys. Simon is playing with y'all. And when I say y'all, I mean the people that think Simon is playing. Simon has absolutely no intention of paying none of this. He ain't paying his attorneys. He ain't paying that mortgage. He ain't paying for the maintenance. Portia can kiss that $40,000 a month that she thought she was getting in alimony. If you thought you were getting any of that, I knew the day. That's why when people was like, Portia won, I was like, what did she win? This man don't even live in the United States. When she won, his ass was in ICE detention, getting ready to be deported. And when he said in that interview that he has no desire to come back to the United States, now, Do I think that Simon means everything that he said? No. Do I think Simon would come back to the United States? Absolutely. Do I think he'll ever live in the United States again? Not under that name. He did it before. He came back into the country under a different name, so why would I think he wouldn't do it again? I don't think he has any intention of ever living in the United States as Simon Gobadia ever again. And somebody left in my comments, the lien isn't on the house, it's on the property. Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all do that? Is the house on the fucking property? Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all take y'all's time to type in a comment section to correct me on something that's not fucking important? Does it matter if it's the property or the house that's sitting on the property? Is the end result the same? The end result is Simon's not paying for nothing. Ain't that the same end result? Why do y'all do that? I was like, you right, Sierra. It ain't y'all. It ain't y'all. You right. It's them. I was like, y'all really be playing with me sometimes. And I ain't talking about y'all. Anyway, so that's what had happened to Portia. Marquise down to the Love and Marriage Huntsville. He apologized to Carlos and he want his job back. Basically, what that says to me is you broke. You begging for your job back. You're broke. I don't even know what you're talking about, El Teddy. So no, and I'm probably not going to because I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, that just sounds to me like your ass is broke and you need a job. So moving right along. Yandy has admitted that she had an emotional affair on Mendices. I guess they showed a clip of Yandy talking about her best friend that sprayed all of her information down to the that sprayed all of your information down to the internet. So she was addressing what he put out there. And I guess the producers were like, well, is it true? Did you ever cheat on Mendices? And she admitted to having an emotional affair. In my opinion, basically you admitting that your friend was right about what he said about you. Moving right along. Now, in this next story, well, let me say this and then we're going to get into this next story. They say that Kiki to unfollow and block Gertie after the Real Housewives of Miami reunion. I hope that means that Gertie, you laid her ass out. Gertie, I hope that means that you laid her ass out. Do you hear me? I hope that means that you laid her from left to right, up and down. That's what I hope that means. Okay? And I'm here for it. Okay. The judge has refused to give Milagros Graham a 20-day extension in her lawsuit with Meg Thee Stallion, especially since allegedly she has deleted 20,000 text messages. Yeah, I don't know if I've sent 20 text messages in my lifetime. I mean, 20,000. We talked about this the other day because I told y'all our mom Wiggins did a video on it. I told y'all to go watch the video. But 20,000. And if you deleted 20,000 messages, what the hell? What could y'all possibly have been saying in 20,000? I can't wrap my brain. El Teddy said our group chat, but I don't even think El Teddy said we got 5,000 in our group chat. Right? Okay. El Teddy said we have 5,000 messages in our group chat. What group chat you talking about, El Teddy? The one with me, you, and Abby, or you talking about the Justice? Which group chat you talking about? And I'm asking for a reason because that's going to put context in what I'm getting ready to say. Which group chat you talking about, El Teddy? Now, if El Teddy is talking about the Justice League group chat, okay. So the Justice League group chat is at least 6 years old. Let's say 6, 7 years old. And we have had some good conversations. Let me be honest with you, okay? We have had some good conversation in that Justice League group chat, okay? Some back and forth, some voice notes. El Teddy cuts us out every time we Y'all, let me tell y'all about that Justice League group chat. For those who don't know who the Justice League is, you ain't been around long enough. Shout out to the Justice League. But baby, when I tell you that Justice League group chat will be quiet, it could be quiet for 2 weeks. And when something will happen, and baby, that thing will light up. And El Teddy, every time we get to talking and leaving voice notes, we be like, y'all know El Teddy about to cuss us out. Baby, El Teddy will come back and he be like, and y'all know El Teddy. He'll be like, sweet baby Jesus, what are y'all talking about? What's been going on? El Teddy be mad as hell. But what I'm saying is, we don't even have 20,000 messages in that group chat, and that group chat has got to be 7. If this is 2025, it was pre-COVID. Literally, the Justice League was it was right before, but it was pre-COVID. So, like, legit, we're talking about 7 years, y'all. What in the hell did you say to this man in 2 years? Is the Justice League ever coming back? Probably not. And the reality is probably not, because so many of us have just moved in different directions. Y'all might get a pop-up every once in a while. Like, we did a pop-up a few weeks ago over on YB's channel. What was that, like maybe 2 months ago? We were all over there on YB's channel. We did a pop-up, and we just kind of hung out on YB's channel for a couple of hours, and it was a good time. Y'all might get like a reunion here or there, or a break. We talk about it a lot, but honestly, y'all, it's really hard to get all of us together. It really is. Cat doesn't really do, I mean, every once in a while he'll do a review, but he doesn't consistently really do reviews anymore. Scotty and T, they do chasing, but they have their own panel. The chasing panel, actually. Me, El Teddy, and Abby will do a panel. YB does, but again, YB's work schedule, you know, he works at night. So it's just hard, honestly. I'm not saying we'll never do video, but we probably will never do a panel like that again. We've just all moved, and El Teddy really only does chasing. Well, all of us only do chasing at this point. I think El Teddy has a relationship with what's that other show, El Teddy, that you do? Was it Philosophy? What's it called? It starts with a PH. But El Teddy has a relationship with the producer there, so I know he does interviews and stuff like that. And even though I'm behind, I'm going to do the crew. Real Life Philanthropy. That's it. Real Life Philanthropy. So like y'all might see that, but honestly, yeah, I'm not going to say, again, I'm never saying never, but probably not like what it was. Yeah. Not like what it was. Yeah. Yeah. So, speaking of which, El Teddy, what day this week do you want to do Noah's Ark? They've been asking for Noah's Ark, and I know we were supposed to do it last week, but look, my summer's pretty much over. This is my last week of summer break, so I'm back to my regular schedule. So I'm available to do it So text me and let me know what works for you. But I'm available to do it any day this week except Thursday evening because I do the Real Housewives of Miami panel. And that's it. Okay. One of my favorite Justice videos is on your members only list. Which one is that? I saw Dior at the club. I saw Dior at the after party for the wedding. I said, Dior, don't cuss me out. He was like, I'm not going to cuss you out. He was like, I understand. You've been busy. So, but I told him I was going to do it. And I am. You first saw me on All About the Tea with Schoolboy. I was never on All About the Tea. Was I? I don't think I was ever on All About the Tea. Was I on All About the Tea? Yeah, I'm not even being funny. I don't think I was ever on All About the Tea. I used to watch it. Yeah, you got me confused with Plaz. You're thinking about Plaz. Yeah. I was about to say, I used to watch All About the Tea. But I was never on All About the Tea, boo. That wasn't me, babe. You got me confused with Plaz. Yeah, that was Plaz. I was like, and I'm not even being funny. I had to think about it because that was so long ago. And like, I was trying to think, had I ever like just come up there? Because you know, sometimes she would open up the link and let people come up. So I was trying to think, did I ever just go up there one day? I was like, did I just go up there one thing? Okay, so here's the thing with Big Brother. I did a Big Brother review on Friday. I did it on TikTok. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download it from TikTok and I'm going to upload it on YouTube. Because I just did it on TikTok. So somebody else asked me about my Big Brother. So I'll do that. Okay. Yes, when she was doing panels. I think you're thinking about Plaz because I don't think I ever was on. I don't remember ever being on All About the Tea. I honestly, and I'm not even being funny, y'all. I'm not trying to be funny at all. I don't remember ever being on All About the Tea. You used to be a mod over there, Tracy? Oh, okay. Like I said, I watched it, but I honestly don't remember ever being on there. I think you had me mixed up with Plaz, boo. It's Juvia's Place. This is what I have on today. It's Juvia's Place. It's C'est la vie. C'est la vie. Okay, I have not watched Big Brother. Please, no spoilers in the chat. I have not watched Big Brother, so I want to know. I purposely stayed away from spoilers because when I get the spoilers, it makes me not want to watch the episode because I already know what happened. So I purposely stayed away from spoilers. I purposely stayed away from spoilers so I could watch it and give y'all a decent review. So I know who's HOH. I did find out that, but I don't know any of the replay. I don't know any of the noms. I don't know about the veto. I don't know anything. So please don't tell me. Please don't put it in the chat because I honestly don't want to see it. Because when I know what's already happening, it makes me not want to watch the episode, which is why y'all haven't been getting consistent Big Brother. Because they were even talking in the Big Brother chat today, and I didn't read any of those messages because I don't want to know. Anyway, let's finish getting into this. We have, I told y'all we had a long list because it's been a minute. All right, let's go. All right, so that was good. Okay. Oh, y'all know how much I hate when people make me defend people that I don't like. Y'all know how much I hate when people make me defend people that I don't like. Now, last week, let me tell y'all what had happened. Last week, let me find it so I'll be ready to read what it says. Hold on, I got to scroll back. I got to go through all these wedding pictures because this happened last week. Okay, here it is right here. Now, y'all remember last week when Adriana from the Real Housewives of Miami, she was on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy asked her, well, somebody must have asked her what was her worst experience with a housewife, or who's the rudest housewife, or something along those lines. And Adriana's response was Giselle. She said that her and Giselle were in a situation and Giselle was rude to her. I don't remember the story. That's not important. So after that happened, then Mia dropped down and basically was like, say that again, basically co-signing what Adriana said. We don't care about you, Mia. We don't care about what you have to say. That's not even important. Now, Giselle was like, who this woman Harpo? She was like, I don't even know you. But here is what pissed me off. Caroline B from the Real Housewives of Dubai said the following. And at first, I couldn't remember because I said this had to be coming from a white woman. I'm going to read y'all what it said. I'm going to read it to y'all. Caroline said, she is rude. She yelled at me in front of my mom at BravoCon because I said she's mixed race. I didn't know she claimed to be completely African American. I didn't know her or watch her show. I just say that she's clearly biracial or multicultural. And I said, yes, the mixed race lady from Potomac. I said the same thing about Robin, and she was super nice. It didn't bother her much. She just explained to me that growing up, people would say that, and it was problematic for them, and a lot of reasons. I'm sorry, let me go back because I done got caught up. It didn't bother her as much. She just explained to me that growing up, people would say that, and it was problematic for them, and a lot of reasons, and they do identify as Black. I said, okay, I understand, and moved on. But Giselle went crazy, and my mom had to I think she meant literally, stand between us. She's rude. I would love to see her percentage of African DNA versus European if she's willing to do a little test. Bitch. See, here's the problem. I thought this was a white woman when I first read that. I was like, who is Caroline B? And which housewife show was she on? Because I said that I know this came from a white woman, right? This had to have come from a white woman who does not understand the makeup of Black Americans. And I know Black is a social construct. Don't correct me right now. Let me cook, okay? I understand. But I said this must have come from a white woman who doesn't understand, who doesn't get it. Here's the reality of the situation, bitch. And yes, I'm calling you a bitch. Yes, Giselle is light bright, damn near white. Yes, Giselle has green eyes. Giselle is from New Orleans, little Creole up in there, okay? We all know that we can look at Giselle and know that Massa was in the slave quarters in her lineage. We all know that, okay? But what we also know is that her mama and her daddy are Black. And that's good enough for me. Now, that might not be good enough for some of y'all, and that's fine. But it's good enough for me. I get so sick of us always wanting to quantify somebody's fucking Blackness. When all of us, clearly, well, let me not say all, because somebody going to be like, not all. When a lot of us have had somebody dipping in our gene pool that were brought here to this country. Most of us did not come in this country, and most of us cannot trace our roots all the way back to the motherland and can't find somebody that done dipped their pinky toe in our bloodline. But for you as a Black woman to tell this woman that her Blackness ain't her Blackness because of your perception of who her lineage is, she had every right to cuss your ass off. She had every right to cuss your ass out, in my opinion. That's my opinion. She had every right to cuss your ass out. She had every right to cuss your ass out. Because for you to be like, well, she's clearly biracial or mixed, or multicultural. We all fucking multicultural. Unless you can trace your roots and you can show me that you've never had any other bloodline mixed into your bloodline that wasn't 100% purely African, we are all mixed. We all have multicultural, and that goes on both sides of the spectrum. That goes on both sides of the spectrum. If your family been here since the Mayflower, you got some in yours too. I don't care if you white now. Somebody done dipped their pinky toe in your bloodline somewhere along the way, and you might not know. Maybe they look like you, and you thought they was what they was, and they wasn't. They was passing, because we don't know. We don't know. But for you to sit there and try to tell that woman and then to say, well, because Robin didn't get mad, then you didn't understand why Giselle got mad. Well, like Robin said, I've had to deal with this my whole life. So maybe she deals with it differently because she's always had to deal with it. But maybe because Giselle is from New Orleans and it's not out of the norm for women from New Orleans to look like her. Maybe that wasn't always her story, and maybe she doesn't handle it the same way that Robin handles it. Robin from Baltimore, but her mama and her daddy are black. And I know somebody gonna say, well, she had a DNA test and it said this percentage, da 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 da. Most of us who have a DNA test gonna find a whole lot of stuff in our blood. Hello? And it just pisses me off that she had the nerve to add her 2 cents into Giselle being rude to her. But girl, once you explain to me why Giselle was rude with you, now, do I think Giselle is rude? Probably. I wouldn't put that past Giselle to be rude. I'm sorry, I wouldn't. I don't know her personally, but I wouldn't put it past Giselle to be rude. I think who we see on camera, I think a lot of that's Giselle, okay? But at the same time, she honestly had a right to feel some kind of way about you. Because if somebody has said that to me, and I know that my mama and my daddy are black, and I know that my grandmother and my granddaddy on both sides of the family are black, you don't get to tell me because you look at me and you perceive me to be multicultural. You don't get to tell me what I am. And then she's going to say, I didn't know she identified as African-American. Bitch, she is African-American. Based on the definition that was given to us by this government, she is African-American. She doesn't identify as anything. She's fucking African-American. I'm from Louisiana, where Creole people are all over. I have people in my family who are the same color as Giselle with light eyes, and both parents are African-American. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Auntie Kim. That's my point exactly. Like, again, I'm not going to say that Giselle is not rude. I'm going to say in this situation, I understand why Giselle was about to cuss you out. Let's call it a thing. See, 2 things can be true at the same time. Giselle might very well be rude. I've never met her, so I don't know. I've been around her. I've been in spaces where she is, but I ain't never met her. So, okay, she might be rude. I don't know. But in this situation, I understand why she was about to cuss your ass out. And like I said, when I read that, I thought that came from a white woman. When I saw that there was a black woman that said that, I said, are you fucking kidding me? Moving right along, child. We've been here an hour and 30 minutes, and we still have a few more stories to get to, okay? Let's go here. All right, that was that. That was that. Oh, we getting through the list. We getting through the list. Okay. Don't y'all let me get out of here without talking about hunting wives. I'm going to do that at the end. And the football pool. If y'all want me to drop the link for the football pool, remind me at the end, okay? We almost there. We have 1, 2, 3. We got 3 more stories, and then we're going to talk about hunting wives. And if y'all remind me to drop the link for the football pool, if those of you that are interested in joining the FanDuel football pool, again, if you were in it last year, you should already have an invitation. But for anybody that wants to do it this year, I will drop the link, okay? Okay. All right. I'm from NOLA, and like my dad and his siblings, we come from different flavors. Okay. Did anyone check her? It sounded like Giselle checked. It sounded like Giselle did. It sounded like Giselle checked her. That's exactly what it sounded like. Okay. Okay, moving right along. Okay, moving right along. All right. Child Sean Diddy Combs is suing Courtney Burgess. Yeah, well, we already talked about this, but there was a little bit more information today, so we're gonna read through this article today. It says that Diddy doubles down on defamation lawsuit over alleged sexual assault videos for $100 million. Now he sued the attorney Ariel. He sued Ariel, but now he is suing Courtney Burgess. Now, no, I'm sorry. He sued Courtney Burgess. I'm sorry. He sued Courtney Burgess already. Let me just read y'all the article, child. It's the updated article. Sean Diddy Combs is escalating his legal battle against one of his accusers in the news outlet that helped publicize his claims. Combs, who sued Courtney Burgess in January for $50 million on allegations of defamation, amended his complaint against the man in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, on August 11th. Y'all. According to court documents obtained by USA Today, Burgess's attorney, Ariel Mitchell, and news broadcaster News Nation are now also named as defendants in the lawsuit. The Grammy-winning rapper is now seeking additional compensation, no less than $100 million in damages for the severe reputational harm caused by Burgess's outlandish claims, which Combs' attorneys allege culminated in the media frenzy against the embattled hip-hop mogul. In this pitiful, this is a quote, in this pitiful spectacle, all pretense of objectivity has been abandoned as a global audience feast on the all-you-can-eat buffet of wild lies and conspiracy theories. Mitchell and Burgess are among the worst perpetrators in this offensive scenario. I know that's right. You better write that thing. They eagerly court every opportunity to broadcast blatant falsehoods, pretending to have proof that Mr. Combs engaged in heinous acts, knowing that no such proof exists. That is according to Combs' attorneys. Combs and his attorneys also accuse News Nation in its coverage of Burgess's claim of lending its credibility to and amplifying defendant Burgess's and Mitchell's lies, giving them a mainstream media platform to malign Combs for collective profit. In October 2024, an interview aired by News Nation where Burgess and Mitchell alleged that the man who reportedly at one point testified in front of a grand jury for Combs' federal criminal case possessed several videos reportedly showing Combs sexually assaulting minors, including celebrities, at his sex parties. At the time of his original lawsuit in January, Combs, who was awaiting trial, sought $50 million in damages for Burgess and Mitchell's claims. The disgraced music... Why the hell was got to do that? The disgraced music mogul said the pair's remarks about freak-off footage had the potential to poison the minds of people who might serve on his jury. In addition to their allegations about Burgess and Mitchell's claims, Combs and his legal team have also accused Mitchell of spreading false statements about the rapper in another case involving a woman who alleged that Combs assaulted her in Northern California in March of 2018. So this is about Ariel Mitchell. She reportedly discussed the case in a News Nation interview that aired in September 2024, claiming there was a police report that confirmed the woman's assault allegations. However, Combs' lawyers claimed in the lawsuit that the actual police report of the alleged incident did not identify Combs and thoroughly discredited the woman's claims against Combs. In a March 10th statement to USA Today, the Contra Costa Sheriff's Office said a report was taken in March 23rd of 2018. We take these cases seriously, and detectives thoroughly investigated the accusations. It was later determined that the claims were unfounded. The attorneys added that News Nation knew or recklessly, disregarded the purported lack of credibility of Mitchell's account. Further questioning News Nation's relationship with Mitchell, Combs' attorney cited several alleged ethic violations Mitchell has faced as a Florida-based attorney, including allegations of bribery and false statements to the media. Defendants made these false and defamatory statements in bad faith as part of a deliberate effort to damage Mr. Cohn's reputation, undermine his businesses, and by painting him as a debauched and a pedophile, to poison the public's perception of him and deprive him of a fair trial. Child, listen, it was all fun and games. It was all fun and games. Who was the attorney? What attorney? What you talking about? What attorney you talking about? Lovely Solitude. Who's Diddy's attorney? What attorney you talking about? Now, to be fair, Diddy might have a point on that PDF accusation. Listen, the reality is this. Once Diddy was arrested, it was a field day on Diddy, right? All of these accusations came out. I think Busby with his 1-800 hotline, anybody that ever had a situation, called his 1-800 hotline and we're going to help you out. And then it just became a field day. And I think that people got real caught up, you know? And there was so many who filed the case. Diddy. I'm not understanding what you're asking me, Lovely. So who filed what case? The case against Diddy or... I'm not understanding. Are you asking me who's the attorney? The initial complaint against Diddy? Is that what you're asking me? Who filed the initial complaint against Diddy? Because if that's what you're... Ariel Mitchell, the person being sued. The person that Diddy's suing is Ariel Mitchell. Diddy suing Ariel Mitchell, who was the attorney, Courtney Burgess, who was the guy that said he had the videos, and News Nation, who allowed them to sit on their platform night after night after night and tell these stories. So yeah, I'm exaggerating. It wasn't night after night after night, but allowed them on the platform. Yeah, that's who the attorney is. Okay. All right, y'all. Oh shoot, I gotta tell my sister. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Hold on. Okay. No, it's okay, Lovely Soul, but I just wanted to make sure I gave you the right answer. No, you're good. You're good. I just wanted to make sure I gave you the right answer. It's okay. Because I didn't know if you were talking about who's Diddy's attorneys or I didn't understand the question, but that's cool. No, you're fine, baby. You're fine. Cruiser said we only need 14 more likes. Can we get to 200 likes? It's 254 y'all in the room. I know 14 of y'all. Can y'all hit the like button? I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much. And don't forget, the number for the day is 714. If y'all want to make a donation to the platform, $7.14. $7.14. Okay. Now let's get to this last story. Now we've been chasing this story. Actually, I do have a little bit of a story on, but we'll come back. We'll do that another day. Kirk and Rasheeda's son has now officially been named as a suspect in the shooting death of the rapper boy. I don't remember his name. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but he was a rapper who was the boyfriend of Kirk's daughter. Now, let me read y'all this article, which gives us a little more context. We've been talking about this for a couple of days. And what did I tell y'all? I said it wouldn't be hard to prove if it was true or not. Now, allegedly, there's audio of Kirk's daughter on the phone with the family of her boyfriend that passed away, basically admitting that her brother did it. Now, in the days of AI, I can't say whether that's really her until she say it's her, Because, you know, with AI, they can do all kinds of stuff with the A of the I. So I don't know. But let's read through this article. Excuse me. Rapper T Hood was shot and killed at his Georgia residence on Friday, August the 8th, with cops now naming the son of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta stars Kirk and Rasheeda Frost as the prime suspect. Now, this is coming from Vibe magazine. I'm reading this from, okay? An incident report from the Ready to Go rapper's death obtained by TMZ indicates the 24-year-old Lasheed Frost is suspected of killing him, according to the Gwinnett County Police. T Hood's mother also told the outlet that the killer was the son of Rasheeda and Kirk Frost. T Hood was also dating Kirk and Rasheeda's daughter, Kelsey. The couple allegedly got into a domestic dispute at T Hood's home the same day he was unalive. Kelsey, however, addressed conspiracy theories that have circulated connecting her to his death. Quote, I don't even have time to grieve or say my respects in the right manner because I'm defending myself being attacked by people who are creating weird and sick rumors. Officers arrived to T Hood, who was born Tevin Hood, in Snellville, Georgia, Friday to find him shot. He was then transported to a local hospital, but later succumbed to his injuries. One unnamed person was detained in connection with the shooting and has been interviewed by police. Official charges have yet to be announced. A rising Atlanta artist, T Hood was best known for his high-energy, trunk-rattling tracks like Ready to Go, Big Booty, and Percolator. He was 33. I told y'all. I listened to the audio. I didn't really hear an admission. She literally said my brother did it. Hold on. Let me listen to it. Maybe I heard it wrong. I thought I heard her say that her brother did it, but maybe I heard it wrong. Maybe I heard the audio wrong. But again, I can't confirm. I can't confirm that it's her voice. Let me go back to it, y'all. Let me go back to it. Hold on. I think that was the neighborhood talk. Was that the neighborhood talk where I heard it? Hold on. Let me find it. Let me find it. Is this it right? Oh, no. That's British. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Is this it right here? Nope. That's Yaya Mayweather. Child. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I'll find it. Here it is right here. All right, let's listen to it together. Because maybe I heard it wrong. Let's listen to it together. Hold on.
Joe says gentrification. After
to the story, so I don't understand how they would let him out if you told them that your brother shot Tevin. They supposed to have him. Okay, so I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna find out. So yeah, please do it. Like I'm asking the same questions. What I'm saying is like, okay, when can we get his things, Kate?
When she said, well, if you told the police that your brother shot Tevin, and she said exactly, that would have been the time to say, I didn't say that shit. That would have been the time to say, I didn't say he shot my brother. I mean, I didn't say my brother shot him. That would have been the time to clear it up. So it made me feel like, let's listen to it one more time. So it's two audio. So this is the first audio.
you were talking like you can't, like, I don't condone that shit. It's more to the story, so I don't know.
Well, I don't understand how they will let him out if you told them that your brother shot Tevin. They supposed to have him. Okay, so I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna find out.
So, yeah, please do. Like, I'm asking the same questions. What I'm saying is like,
okay, when can we get his things paid?
She said, I don't condone that, brother or not. I don't condone that shit. She said the police came and got him. And then when she said, the lady said, well, I don't understand. If you told the police that that your brother shot Tevin, she said, exactly. That's what I heard. Now, again, I can't confirm that that's Kelsey. It could be AI. I don't know who that is on the phone, right? The family posted that audio. So that could be anybody on the phone. It may not really be Kelsey. So that's what I'm saying. It may not be Kelsey on that phone. I don't know who that other woman is on the phone. Okay. She didn't say her name. She didn't identify herself. So that could just be a setup, right? That could be anybody on the phone that the family trying to set up. However, if that really is her on the phone, it sounded to me like she said her brother did it. But again, the police are not going to just go by that. Like, the police are going to do an investigation. So even if they picked the brother up and released him, which is what it sounds like happened, it sounds like somebody was picked up and then maybe they were released. But now the police are saying that he's the number one suspect. So I guess they're looking for him. Sound like they're looking for him. Now, the question is, did you call him to come? Did you call your brother to come up there? See, let me tell y'all something. And I think I've told y'all this story before, but for the people who are hearing it for the first time, just listen. Okay, just listen for a second. My brother was a big boy. My brother was a big boy. Big boy. And my brother told me a long time ago, if you call me, you better mean it. Because I'm too big to be fighting people. If I show up, it's going to be a problem. Now, that's what my brother told me. My brother said, listen, if you get into a situation with a man, he put his hands on you, or you mad, or whatever the situation is, he said, don't call me if you don't want a solution. Because when I show up, I'm showing up with the solution. Okay? That's what my brother told me. He said, don't call me if you don't want the solution. And I feel like we play, when I say we, I mean women. We play that game where we want to call our brother, call our friends, call our male friends when we get into a situation with another man. And I'm not saying that it's okay for a man to put his hands on you. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, y'all, us, whatever, got to be careful when we call these men to come and defend us and something goes left in the way in which they defend us. We got to be careful with that. It doesn't make it okay. I'm not defending a man putting his hands on you. Call the police. Because the minute you bring somebody into it that's not law enforcement, you have now opened them up to a solution that might end them in jail or worse. What if, I'm just saying, if she called her brother, I don't know if she called her brother or not, but if she did call her brother, what if when her brother showed up, that man was waiting for your brother? What if that man was at the door waiting for your brother? What if your brother didn't walk away from that situation? I don't know, Sierra. I don't have enough information to say whether they picked him up. It sounds like that's what they're saying. On that phone call, again, I can't authenticate that phone call, but from the clip we heard, it sounds like that's what they were trying to say. Like, why did they pick him up? And like, why did they release him? If you told the police that your brother did it, why did they release him? So the reality is they're going to release him. I watch a lot of true crime, y'all. They're going to try to hold on to him. But if they don't have a outstanding, like if he ain't got no parking tickets or anything like that, If there's not enough evidence to charge him, they gotta let him go. So her saying he did it is not enough evidence to charge him. Because what the DA is going to say is, you've got to support that. And I'm going to tell you why the DA is going to say you have to support that. Well, I'm saying my opinion. I'm not the DA. But in my opinion, part of the reason why the DA is saying we got to have some evidence to support that is because she's a tainted witness. She was the girlfriend to the deceased and the sister of the alleged accuser. Her word is not going to hold up in court without evidence to support it. So they probably arrested him. I'm sorry, not arrested him. They probably brought him in for questioning. And either he lawyered up, which is what the smart thing for him to do is that Rasheeda and Kirk got his ass a lawyer. And he lawyered up. And once he lawyered up, the lawyer was like, don't ask him any questions. You ask me the questions and he ain't answering any questions. So at that point, they either have to charge him or let him go. So what they probably did was they let him go until they could gather more evidence where the judge is going to give them a warrant to arrest him. See what I'm saying? Like, it's not as easy as, well, she did it. But what they probably did, pulled them phone. What I tell y'all? They pulled them phone records. They're probably looking at ring cam footage in the neighborhood. They're looking at the footage from the traffic lights in the neighborhood to find out when the cars came through, what his car looked like. They're doing all of that. But let's remember, y'all, this is not an episode of Law and Order. That shit don't happen overnight. Like on Law and Order, they order the phone records and it seems like they get them back in hours. That's not the reality, because the reality is a lot of phone companies don't want to get that information up. So it doesn't happen that fast. It's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute for them to gather enough evidence to say we can charge him with murder. Because trust and believe, that's a serious charge. That's a serious charge. That's not some old fly-by-night thing. So, yeah. But it sounds like now they're ready to bring him in for questioning, which means that they probably have some more evidence to support what Kelsey said. And also, remember this too. What Kelsey said last Friday night when it happened probably ain't what Kelsey gonna say today. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Once her mama and daddy get to her, what Kelsey said last week probably ain't what Kelsey gonna say this week. Y'all feel me? Whatever Kelsey told the Popo, if she in any way, shape, or form indicated her brother, I would put some money on her not sticking to that story. That's just and the police probably knew that as well, and that's why the police are like, we have to have more evidence. So they've probably been able to pick up some other stuff, but again, stuff like phone records and all that don't happen overnight. That does not happen overnight. Exactly, Don. That's why her parents told her not to say nothing down to the internet. Okay? That's why her family told her, shut the hell up, don't you say nothing. Okay? All right, you guys. So let me get ready to get out of here. I appreciate... Oh! Hunting Wives. Who told me to watch that show? Who did it? Drop down. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Who told me to watch that show? Go and put it down in the chat. Say it was me, Really B. Say Really B, I did. Chanel said, okay, Chanel, thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest. Let me tell you how something about this show. Okay? So first of all, I thought it was a reality show. I did not know. I thought it was a reality show, y'all. I thought it was a reality show about a bunch of white women with guns down south somewhere. Probably Texas. I wasn't sure it was Texas, but probably Texas. I did see that there was one little black lady I said, but she's just a token lady that they just brought along for the show. I just thought that I thought it was a reality TV show. That's number one. So when the episode started, And they had the little girl. Well, I didn't know at the time it was the little girl. But when they had that lady crawling, and if you seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I said, what the hell is this? Now, I had only downloaded the first 3. Well, I thought I had downloaded the first 4 episodes, but I think I only downloaded the first 3. Was it the first 4 or the first 3? Must have been the first 3 episodes. I only downloaded the first 3 episodes because, again, I thought it was like a reality show. And I was like, oh, it'll be something to watch on the plane, yada, yada, yada. I didn't watch it on the plane there because y'all remember I had a flight. My flight was 7 o'clock in the morning. I slept. I didn't watch shit, okay? Well, I'm lying. I did watch something, but it did more watching me than I watched it. Okay. So on the way home last night, I said, let me go on and watch this thing. Let me see what this Hunting Wives is giving. I don't know. Listen. I watched the first episode. When I got to the end of the first episode, I said, what the hell? So then I watched the second episode. I said, what in the hell is this? So then I watched the third episode. I have so many questions. I was so mad that I had not downloaded more episodes, even though I didn't have enough time on the plane to watch a 4th episode. Even if I could, I didn't have enough time to watch it. But baby, I said, what the heck? What is going on? Now listen, I don't know how I feel about this show. I'm being honest. I don't know how I feel about the show yet. But you know what this show reminds me of? This show, and this lets you know how much we have changed as a system. No, I'm only on episode 3. Y'all know how this lets you know how much we've changed as a society, because this reminds me of that show that used to come on probably about 10 years ago. And it had Kristen Chenoweth. It was starring Kristen Chenoweth. It was an initial. It was like Southern Christian. That's it right there, Xavier. It reminds me of GCB. And what did it stand for? Christian Baptist. What did the GCB stand for again? Xavier. What did the initial stand for? GCB. Good Christian Bitches. That was it. Thank you, Xavier. It reminds me of Good Christian Bitches. Now, here's what's crazy. Good Christian Bitches was very much similar to this show. But back then, it got canceled because Southern women were offended at the depiction of them as just gun-toting religious zealots. They got mad. I remember it came on ABC. It was around the same time. I think it was the same producer that did wasn't it the same producer that did Desperate Housewives? Wasn't it the same producer? If not, it was around the same time as Desperate Housewives, right? It got canceled. Even though I thought it was a good show, it got canceled because they got offended. Them Southern women got offended and they complained, so they canceled the show. I find it so funny how fast forward 10 years later, now y'all are proud of it, right? Y'all are proud to be these gun-toting Southern Christian zealots. Y'all proud of it now. But that's what it reminds me of. It sort of reminds me of the second coming of that show. Y'all. So for those who watched, I don't even want to tell y'all because I don't want to ruin it for none of y'all. Right now, they proud of it, right, Sierra? I don't want to ruin it for y'all, so I don't want to say too much. But yeah, I believe I'm at the end of episode. I think I'm at the end of episode 3. Let me just say this. How do I say? We just found out who the lady is at the beginning. Because if you watch it, I ain't telling you nothing. We just found out who the person is at the beginning. If you look at the very first episode, the lady that's running through the woods. At the end of this episode, we just found out who that was. It was the creator of 90210 in Melrose Place. Oh, okay. Thank you, Xavier. Thank you, Darren Star. Oh, I didn't know that Darren Star did. I know Darren Star did 90210 in Melrose Place. I didn't know he did GCB. I did not know that was him. Okay. So I say all that to say I am going to finish it, but I still don't know how I feel about it. I still don't know how I feel about it because it's so much going on. Because let me tell you, for those of you that are like, what you mean you don't know how you feel about it? This is why I don't know how I feel about it. Because that white lady getting on my nerves. The lady from Boston She's getting on my nerves because she getting on my nerves. I don't know how to put it into words. I don't know how to articulate it yet. But what I can tell you is that she's getting on my nerves because I feel like you're too old to be this. You're too old to be able to be led this easily. You know what I'm saying? Here, take a drink. Oh, here. Oh, I have to go home. My husband's waiting for me. Oh, so what? Oh, just stay a little bit longer. No, my husband's picking me up. And it's kind of making me feel like the husband is in on it because, and don't tell me, y'all, please don't put nothing in the chat. Don't put nothing in the chat. Don't tell me nothing. But this is my thought. Without me looking at the rest of it, my thought was, I feel like the husband is in on it because you're not mad enough for me. You're not mad enough for me. But don't tell me nothing. Please don't tell me nothing. But I'm just telling y'all what my thought is. So later on, if I could be like, I told y'all. But in my mind, I'm like, you're not mad enough for me. Because after that first time when they went to the lake house and she told you to come back at 7 o'clock, she told you to bring your ass back. She told you to come pick her up at 7 o'clock. And then you left the lake house and you went down to the honky tonk. And then it was midnight before you crawled your ass in that bed. And all he said was, you smell like whiskey. Nope. You're not mad enough for me. So let me get off here before somebody accidentally say something in the chat. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. But this what we'll do, y'all. I'm not going to do a review. I'm not going to do a review like a episode by episode because I already watched 3 episodes. I'm not going to do an episode by episode review. But what I am going to do at the end, we could talk about it. At the end, we could talk about it. Okay. The football fantasy link. Thank you for reminding me. And we're about to get out of here. Let me give it to y'all right now. I'm going to put it in the chat. Hold on. So if you guys are watching this and the replay is about to be in the chat now, but I'll still put it on the community wall as well. Hold on. Let me go to FanDuel. Child, I just updated this goddamn app. Now they telling me I gotta update the app again. Hold on, y'all. Oh no, they let me get in without updating it. I just need to get the link for this I just need to get the link. Hold on. League. And it's called the Tribe 2025. And I set it for 10 entries because last year I did 20 and we never got 20 people. We got like 5 consistent people, so I set it for 10. Oh, we already got one person. We got 2 people to join the league. Okay. All right. So let me get the link. Invite friends. Share your link with friends. Okay. Copy the link. All right, I'm about to put it in the chat right now. Hold on. Nobody loves me. Okay, hold on. Let me go into my chat, child. Let me go into my chat. Okay, here we go. Football League. And here is the link. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Child, they made this thing too long. They added a whole bunch of stuff on here we don't need. Okay, hold on. Let me delete some of it so it'll drop the link. Hold on. And y'all know it well. Okay, let me see. Well, it's still saying it's too long. Y'all, I think it's saying it's too long. Hold on. I'm still trying to hold on. Let me delete it. Because they got all this other stuff. Please join my link. Here's the invite link, all this stuff. So, hold on. Let me delete it. Okay, hold on. We almost there, chat. I almost got it down to shit. It's still saying it's too long, y'all. It's too long. I'm gonna have to put it on the community wall. What I'll do, I'm gonna put it on the community wall. What I'll do today is I'll create a what's that thing called that I can create what's that thing I can do, Xavier, where I can make it a smaller link? What's that thing called? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Tell me what it's called, somebody, please. What's it called, y'all? The little, I can shorten the link. I gotta remember what it's called so I know to do, so I can know how to do it. I gotta remember what it's called. Y'all not talking to me in the chat. Somebody talk to me. Xavier know what it is. Anyway, I'll remember what it is. But for now, I'll put it on the community wall. But I'll do the shortened link. I forget what it's called, so I can do the shortened link. And I'll drop that embed link. No, what am I trying to do? I've done it before. That's it. A Bitly. Thank you. That's what I'll do. I'll do that when I get off of here. I just don't have time to play around with that now. But I'll do once. But I'll put the full link on the community wall right now. Before I forget, I'll do it as soon as I get off of here. But I'll do a Bitly and I will have that ready the next time we go live because it's just too long. It's too long. It won't let me drop it. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.